So step number one is release the negative emotions and energy. Whatever you do, you got to release those negative emotions, release the energy, release the bitterness, and forgive. Basically, when you forgive, you're just releasing their debt. You're releasing the debt. You're releasing the burden. Let it go. You have to let it go and put it in God's hands. That's who you're releasing it to. You're just saying, God, I can't do anything with this. I can't change nobody but myself. I can't fix anybody but myself. I can't make other people treat me the way I may feel that I should be treated. So I have to release those negative emotions, the energy, the bitterness, and keep it moving. And sometimes you have to forgive even without reconciliation. So, number one was release those negative emotions and energy and bitterness and forgive them. And I have a scripture. The scripture is Mark chapter 11, verse 25. When ye stand praying, forgive, if ye have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. So we want God to forgive our trespasses as Christians, as believers, as people that are on our walk and journey with God, with Christ. We have to forgive others. So number two, the second tip, stop talking about them. Stop talking about them to others and do your best to refrain from negative speech and slander. I know this one can be really hard because when somebody asks you, well, what happened? What happened with you and so? Or why are you and so, not close, or whatever it is, whoever it is, whatever it is, do your best to not talk bad about them. Do your best not to slander them, and do your best to try to refrain from, just dogging them out and, just burying them with slander and gossip. And the reason why is because when you there's a few reasons, but one thing that I will say, the first thing is when you keep talking about the person or the situation or the incident, it makes the wound stay fresh and alive. This is another reason why a lot of people struggle with forgiveness, because if the wound is still fresh, it's still alive. It's like, you were shot 20 years ago, but you're still wearing a band-aid. You still got a band-aid on. Now, the wound has scabbed over, it's healed. The bullet wound, like to outsiders, they don't even see that that's where you got shot. But you keep wearing a band-aid on it every day. And people are like, what happened? What happened? Oh, yeah, I got shot about 20 years ago. Oh, and you're still wearing a band-aid? So think of it that way. You don't want to keep the wound fresh and alive. Also, when you keep reliving the trauma, it gives demons permission to torment you. That's the thing. That's the key right there. So when I say it gives them permission to torment you, this is what happens, for example, like when we say that we've forgiven someone, right? Let's say you're like, I forgave. I know I forgave. I'm not thinking about them. I haven't said nothing to them. They ain't say nothing to me. I don't see them. They don't see me. And then, let's say you see them. And now you're like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to act when I see them because I haven't seen them in a long time. And, especially when you're, really striving for perfection, you're just praying, Lord, please, Lord, be there. Lord, please let you show up. You're just praying for Jesus to show up and not your flesh. You know what I mean? But also, when I say that the demons torment you, this is what I mean. There is going to be a demon that's going to get in your ear when you're struggling with forgiveness. When you see the person, you're going to be thinking, I forgave, I let it go, I let it go. The demon is going to say, remember what they did? Remember? Do you remember what they said? You remember what happened that day? You going to let that slide? You just going to let them get away with that? You just going to let them say, hi, how are you? And act like they're going to give you a hug? Like, that's what demons do. They torment you. They get in your ear, they talk to you, and they basically convince you that this person don't deserve forgiveness. They don't deserve my kindness. They don't deserve no forgiveness today. Now, once again, we'll talk more about this maybe in another video, that forgiveness does not always equal reconciliation. So there is going to be times and situations where maybe just having peace in your heart and just not retaliating or not doing something is going to be, that is the forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be situations where maybe you're not going to be able to reconcile with the person. However, all I can say is stop reliving the trauma and try to refrain from verbally slandering the person, because that's what keeps the wound alive, and that's what gives the demons permission to torment you. So every time, you know, you see the person or you hear their name or you see their face or anything, whether it's on social media, whatever it is, that's what I was saying about how the demons will talk to you and they'll just keep bothering you. They won't let you have peace. They're going to keep rehearsing it and they'll keep going over it like it just happened. You know, kind of like something that just happened recently. So then we have the scripture, Colossians 3:13, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. So God is saying, Christ forgave us, we got to forgive others. And I'm talking to people that are really, you know, striving on their walk and their journey with Jesus, because this is hard. It's hard at times. People can do some really wicked, evil things that, you know, offend you really bad. But we always have to think about, you know, what have we done? What have we done to offend others? What have we done that would make us possibly not qualified for heaven? You know, if we go by the things, if we look at some of the things that we've done and some of the offenses that we've committed, then we definitely could see God shouldn't even forgave me for some of the stuff I did. So, you know, how dare I not release forgiveness to others? That's really what this is about. So we've got number 3, sign 3. Resist